everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm starting off with a sausage and cheese tortellini. So first I'm just taking 1 pound of this Jimmy Dean sausage and browning that up. This is a crock pot meal, but I still think that it should be cooked first before you put it in there and get it all crispied and browned up. And then I'm just cutting up that spinach and gonna be throwing those right into the crock pot. And I did not use the stems, by the way. I did just cut those off and toss them. Next, I'm just taking a can of chicken broth and dumping that in there. You do need 2 of these, but I only had 1 on hand, so I did go in with a beef broth can as well. And I'm just dumping in that tortellini, and it is frozen. I froze it the night before because I prefer it that way, because if you don't use frozen, the noodles will get soggy really quickly, or you can just cut the cooking time in half. Next, I'm just throwing in 8 ounces of cream cheese, which seems kind of like a lot, but it melts down and it is so yummy and delicious. And my husband hates cream cheese, but he loves this dinner. Then I'm just topping that off with the spinach that we did. You can do less if you want or more. You can also add a can of tomatoes. My family hates tomatoes, but I would have loved to add it in there. But if you like tomatoes, definitely add a can of those. Then I like to cook this on high for about 2.5 hours. And after about 1.5 hours, I like to stir that up and throw some Italian seasoning on there and cook it for the remaining hour. And it is all done, and that is how simple it is for an easy, quick, but delicious meal. My husband loves this one. And then we just like to top it with Parmesan cheese, and it is ready to eat. For dinner number 2, I am doing a breakfast casserole, and my family loves breakfast for dinner. Any kind of breakfast food is their favorite. Starting off, I'm just browning those hash browns in some olive oil and salt and pepper. Then I'm just laying those down in my casserole dish and getting ready to brown up the sausage, and that will lay right on top of these hash browns when we come back to it. Have that sausage all done and spread over the hash browns and evened out, I'm going to go ahead and throw some cheese on top. You can do whatever kind of cheese you like. I'm just using whatever I had on hand. Then I'm just cracking 9 eggs, and I'm going to be getting those whisked up and salt and peppered, and then I'm going to dump that on the casserole. Then I'm just dicing up some bell peppers and I'm gonna throw those on top of my little section that I'm having for myself because they don't like them. And also, if you throw onions or mushrooms in this, it's super delicious, but they will not eat that stuff, so unfortunately I can't put it in there, but you definitely should if you like those. Then I'm just covering that up with some foil and throwing that into the oven on 350 degrees. And I'm cooking that for 1 hour, and then after that I will take the foil off and cook it for an additional 15 minutes, and then it is all done. for dinner number 3, I'm just making this simple crock-pot chicken and dumplings. Starting off, I'm just taking these boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and there's 4 of them, and I'm going to go ahead and cut most of that fat off of there. My husband's very picky about chicken, and so I always cut all the extra fat off of there. Once I have my chicken all trimmed, I'm going to go ahead and throw those into the crock pot and get the sauce ready. So I'm taking this cream of chicken and cream of celery and putting both of those in there. For seasoning, I'm just taking black pepper, parsley, and poultry seasoning and tossing that on top. Then I'm just giving those ingredients a nice stir, and then I'm going to dump in 1 can of chicken broth, and then I'll give it 1 more stir after that. I'm just cooking that chicken in there for 4 hours on high, and then once that is all done, I will pull out all the chicken and start shredding it up. You can shred it up in the crock pot, but I just find that it's easier if you just pull it all out and shred it up and dump it back in. I'm just tossing in the peas and carrots, and I'm going to cook this for an additional hour. I'm just taking 1 can of these biscuits, and Ashlyn is opening them up because that's one of her favorite things to do. I'm gonna go ahead and bake these just like I normally would and get them all crispy. You can throw these directly into the crock pot, just cut them up into little pieces and throw them in the crock pot, and they will cook that way. I just prefer to do it this way because they end up being more crispy instead of doughy, and that way the leftovers are a lot better. And that is all there is to it to dinner number 3. The only thing I will say is I didn't love the Hawaiian biscuits. I would rather just get the butter biscuits, but it was still super bomb. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you loved it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.